Hello, you guys. This is Pam with Pam for Christ. I want to go ahead and just share this particular testimony. Well, I what it is, what we do, here, like with our counseling sessions, we, share particular secrets and testimonies and stuff like that. And I really just started sharing this particular one. Um, and the reason why is because, of course, I'm writing a book. I haven't published it yet, but it's in the process of being copywritten right now. But it's sort of like an autobiography, but it has other things in it too. But in our group sessions, we're talking about how real God is, and we're talking about angels watching over you and stuff like that, and just basically, I was recapping all the times that God has like literally saved my life. I counted 20 times that I can remember from like the age of 3 up until maybe like 3 years ago. So it's a lot of times that God has like literally saved my life. And it just brought me to an appreciation point with God, just knowing that I am here for a reason, and He shows me time and time again how He protects me, and how He has his hands and his arms around me, literally, because even when I think that I'm done, this is it's over, God always end up saving me. And I see the reason why, because we're basically not here for ourselves anyway. We're here for other people, and we're here to help other people and to minister to other people, and to sort of be that light for them. So everything that you go through, you're basically going through it, is to help to make you stronger, but at the same time, it's to be able to help someone else, as well. And God put you through certain things because He knows that you can handle it, and that you will be a great testimony, to other people. But it's like when I started writing this particular chapter in the book, I was like, wow. I'm like, okay, God, you saved my life plenty of times. I'm like, okay. So that's where the appreciation level got a little bit deeper for me when it came to my relationship with God, with Christ, because I'm like, okay, yeah, you got me, boss. I'm like, okay, you saved me from that, and even at the time when it's happening, it's I'm not thinking, oh, okay, well, yeah, God just saved me from that. But it's like when you marinate on the things that God do for you, you like, oh, okay, yeah, you really did. But just to go ahead and get right to it, it was a point in my life where I was sort of like a bad girl. I was hanging around a lot of unsavory people, like gangsters, mobsters, killers. I mean, it was awful, as far as like these people that I was hanging with. Um, I was protected by them at the time when we were, like hanging, and I was like the youngest. I was always seen as everybody's little sister, the young, naive one that no one wanted to, other people to take advantage of me or whatever. But I guess because I was not from here, and little country girl, I was super nice. They just felt like it was a responsibility, to them to have to watch me, or like protect me and stuff like that. But at the time, I didn't know that that's what these particular people were, but they were. But I witnessed like a lot of different things, but they still tried to shield me from a lot of the stuff that they did. And but by the time I caught on to them being who they were, I sort of severed my relationships with them. And I'm like, okay, well, it's time for me to go to church, get a relationship with God and all this other stuff or whatever. But like I said, I had never been mistreated by these particular people. They were just unsavory people that I talked to and that I hung around or whatever. And when someone wanted to come after them, of course, quite naturally, they wanted to come after me too, because they thought that I was always a part of their group or association, but or organization. But it was nothing like that. I mean, I was young, dumb, and naive. I ain't know no better. But these things that happened to me didn't even happen at the time when I was hanging around the unsavory people. They didn't happen until after the fact that I got saved. So I'm like a little confused, because I'm like, okay, God, all this happening after the fact that I started, going to church, and I get saved. But all of it was just a part of the walk of life, and all of it was basically just a test. But in this particular situation, when I guys, okay, let's just say, God definitely kept me from getting, shot and killed. Now, mind you, I have had a gun pulled on me 3 times. I have been held at gunpoint 3 times. It's scary, but at the same time, it's like everyone's reaction is different. But I mean, I can admit, like I said, it was scary, but at the same time, it's like I was saying to myself, it ain't my time to die. I'm not gonna go nowhere. So it's like I pretty much dared those people to like pull the trigger, and basically they didn't. But I mean, I was being a fool. Thank you, Mama, for praying for me. God rest your soul. But it had to be somebody praying for me because I was, stupid, naive at that point in time. But like I said, that happened, and like I said, they, felt compelled not to pull the trigger. Thank God that didn't happen. But the time where I was having a conversation on my front porch with a neighbor, and a friend of mine from the neighborhood, he was a drug dealer, and he had got into it with his best friend, and they was beefing, but none of us knew that they were beefing. You know what I'm saying? But they got into it. Long story short, the guy came after him, with a shotgun. Now, we all know, when you're dealing with the shotguns, you got the little pellets that fly out and go all over everywhere or whatever. But this guy, by the time his friend found him, he had already walked up on the porch where, I was on my porch where me and the neighbor were talking, and we were all literally standing right beside each other, and we were talking. And, by the time we looked up and this guy was coming around the corner, he had the shotgun, and he literally shot at all of us. And none of us got shot, which was the great part about it, because for some reason earlier in the day, I was felt compelled to pray, for God's protection and the angels, and protecting my, home at the time and all that or whatever. I didn't know why I was felt, compelled to pray that particular prayer, but I had prayed that prayer earlier in the day because this happened, late that night, like almost midnight. And this guy like opened fire several times with a shotgun, while me and 2 other people was standing on my porch. And by the grace of God, none of us got shot. This guy was like literally in front of us, and he shot several times. And the other guy that I knew that I was friends with, he pulled out his 9mm and a 45, and he was going like cowboys and Indian style, both guns just pow 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 pow. And it's like everything sort of like happened so fast, and all I was thinking about was just trying to get inside of my door, me and the neighbor, So basically, he fell on top of me, He twisted he fell on top of my ankle, and then it's like he was stepping over across me. It's like we both were stepping over across each other, just trying to get in the door. And it's like the gunshots were so loud, our ears were ringing. It's like we didn't even know if we were hit for real because everything happened so fast, and they were like literally in front of us having this shootout. And the neighbors saw this, and they just knew that we were gone, like we were shot, and we wasn't. So by the time we made it in the house, we shut the door, they still outside, we just looking at lights like basically flashing from the guns. And we checked ourselves, like, okay, you hurt, you shot, and we was like, no, I'm not shot. So we were like literally looking at each other like, wow, we're literally supposed to be dead. You're like, shooting at us like point blank, it's like y'all going back and forth, and we're like literally wondering why we never did get shot. But I'm like, okay, I didn't think about it at the time, like I said, because everything was happening so fast. But when everything settled down, I had told my neighbor, I was like, like that was God, for us not to have gotten shot, and we were point blank with a 45, a 9mm, and a shotgun, and we didn't get harmed at all, other than he twisted my ankle when he stepped on me trying to get in the house. But other than that, I'm like, hey, I'll take a twisted ankle any day, rather than a bullet. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like that was one of the close calls where it's like I knew literally, like I said, I was supposed to be gone, but like I said, the bullets, never, hit us, nothing ever penetrated. So it's like, oh my God, it's like you did it, like this is like another time I can count, like, okay, God, you did it again, You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, even after that happened, you know, that gave me another deeper, you know, appreciation level, and like another, you know, level of my relationship, you know, with God. Because I'm like, I could have been gone, you know what I'm saying, over some foolishness, you know, over some, you know, drug dealer business. And these are things that like I said, this is stuff that I've left in the past. This is from like, you know, 15 years ago. I don't even, you know, hang with these people and do this anymore. I'm like, I go to church, you know, I'm saved, you know, I pray, I this, I that. But, you know, just for that to happen, and I know my involvement in, you know, hanging around unsavory people like that was out the window, like I said, over 15 years ago. You know, it was shocking, you know, but at the same time, like I said, it was just another appreciation level. So, you know, I'm able to, you know, just really tell other people, you know, that, like I said, God is real, God saves, God, you know, protects, you know, he has his angels, you know, camped about you, you know, to protect you. And I just love God for that. Because like I said, I mean, it wasn't my time, you know, from the age of 3 years old up until 3 years ago, like I said, because that happened 3 years ago. So my thing is, it just wasn't my time. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there have been other things that happened that I will, you know, make a video about and share that as well. But, you know, anyone who's ever been, you know, like I said, held at gunpoint, or, you know, been shot at, and, you know, you came out alive, uh, you better be praising God. You know, you better be thanking God that nothing ever happened. And that's just evidence that God loves you, and that God, you know, is protecting you, and he has his angels, you know, camped about you. But this was your girl Pam with Pam for Christ, and I love you guys. Comment on your, you know, near-death experience when it comes to, you know, guns, and let me know, you know, what has happened, you know, in your life when it came to that. But I love you guys, and peace.